I did want to get your take as we kind of wrap this one up on a big one for our alma mater. And obviously you can speak to it very well as a former Auburn quarterback yourself, but the news is officially official. And USF's former quarterback, Byrum Brown, is headed to the Plains to rejoin his head coach, Alex Golesh. And he has had an incredible career at South Florida. He has thrown for 7,690 yards and 61 touchdowns while rushing for 2,265 yards and 31 touchdowns in 4 years. This year, he completed 66.3% of his passes for over 3,000 yards and over 1,000 yards rushing. So he puts up insane numbers. I have covered this guy personally. The first time I ever saw him, my immediate thought was, why is this guy not playing in the SEC? He is built like an SEC court. He is a massive human being. So that jumps out at you right away. Any Auburn dentist, if you don't match with this guy for a collab, you aren't thinking. He has the best smile I've ever, well, Cam Newton will always hold that in my heart, but Byram's, and I have talked to him about this personally. He has a 7-step dental hygiene routine, morning and night. He uses multiple toothpastes, both an electric and a manual toothbrush. He wears his retainers every night. And as someone who also takes great pride in my teeth, I really resonate with this. So I think an Auburn dentist needs to go ahead and make that brand deal happen, because you're missing the mark if you don't. But beyond the pearly whites, okay, this guy puts up big numbers. And more importantly, he has run and operated this system for Alex Golesh that I have seen up front is fast. Fast as frick, boy. That is what comes to mind when you watch this. This offense is fast. It spreads sideline to sideline. It's what they ran at Tennessee as well when he was there under Heupel. And so the fact that Byrum Brown comes in with a full understanding of how to run this specific offense is huge for Auburn. And so I want your take on Byrum Brown, but I also want to point out to everyone that is very up in arms about how many USF players are coming to Auburn, I would like to highlight what you pointed out earlier. Curt Cignetti brought 13 of his players from JMU to Indiana, okay? And JMU is a Sun Belt team. That is a little bit even lower than South Florida. It definitely is. No disrespect at all. There's great ball there, but I'm just saying. 13 of his JMU players came with him to Indiana, and look where they are in year 2. So I want to silence that complaint because South Florida has some dang good athletes. But I want to open up the floor for you as Auburn gets a very, very capable quarterback on the Plains.
Well, there's a couple things you just said, right? So you talk about, people that's up in arms about USF guys coming to Auburn, right? Last time I checked, they had just as many SEC wins as we did. Right? So, but then the other part of that too is about 10 of those guys, other teams wanted really, really bad.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the Miami, Florida States, the Tennessee, Florida. All those teams was trying to get those guys when they went in the portal. And the fact that they decided to still come with their coach says a lot.
Great point.
And everything. So when you come from that aspect, and you probably get some guys with a chip on their shoulder that's not comfortable, right? Like want to take advantage of the opportunity and come in here and show. This is a team that did play Miami this year, right?
Yeah.
A week after they played Florida, which is tough. They played Florida on the road. They had to play Miami the next week, right? So you're talking about, a player in Byron who's he's big, he's strong. I'm disappointed I didn't make your smile list.
Jay, you have a great smile. Great smile.
I got to get my pearly whites going. I got to get my electric toothbrush going. I got to get all that stuff going. I got a lot of work to do now. So I got to get it going. I got to get it going.
2026.
I was the only quarterback that didn't make the list. All right. So,
not true.
Now, with that being said, moving on. Byron's a dual threat quarterback. He's strong. He's built big, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's not like he just played a bunch of, group of 5 schools. They played big schools, and he's had good games against big schools. And he's a big dude running downhill. Like, you almost rather hit the running back than hit him.
100%.
That's how big he is.
Yeah.
But he's very professional. And like how he talks, how he carries himself, like just how he goes about his business and everything. He's very He's responsive.
Hmm.
So anytime someone calls, text, he gets right back. In this day and
That's
era,
rare.
yeah, right, in this day and era, that's rare, right? Like, so he carries himself as a leader,
Yeah.
and and I think Auburn is getting a guy that's hungry,
Hmm.
but more importantly, Taylor, someone that knows the offense.
Yeah.
Most times we had to go get a transfer portal guy to come in and try to learn offense and go and play. So you try to plug and play.
Hmm.
You're not plugging and playing here. He's just coming from a different place, but he's coming with his staff and his playbook.
Right.
So he's not having to relearn anything, but just learn his way around Auburn
Yep.
and get used to playing in this league, right? That's the only thing. So this is it was a big pickup for Auburn. I think it does well in the portal as far as like helping other guys come along.
Yeah.
Right. Talking about offensive linemen, talking about receivers and all those things. And I know there's stuff in the air, like what happens with Deuce Knight, right?
Hmm.
All right, this is a great situation for Deuce. It
Great.
doesn't matter where Deuce goes right now. There's going to be someone, right? Like everyone's going to carry two quarterbacks everywhere
Yes.
because you just never know at the end of the day. So you have to, but he's in a great situation. Why? Because this guy has been in this offense for 3 years. The offense fits Deuce. Deuce
Hmm.
likes fast paced offense because he likes that style of play. So when you think about that, that matches up. Gordon, the quarterback coach, has produced three quarterbacks to the NFL. His last three guys he's had. Byrum would be his fourth.
Yep.
That's a reason to stick around.
Yep.
So that he's going to develop you. He's going to spend time with you to help you become the quarterback that you want to be.
Hmm.
And you got a guy in Byrum that has similar features when you talk about running and throwing, that's been in a system that can now you can lean on, that can
Yep.
advance your knowledge of the system. So however this works out, when it's your time, you hitting the ground running because you got light years ahead in this offense because someone has already been in it. So
Exactly.
and you get to push each other. You get to make each other better. But everyone knows that you're the future,
Yeah.
right? And Auburn fans love you. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason, why not to come back because this gives him an opportunity to be in a system that he loves, a quarterback developer,
Yep.
and without the pressure of whatever it is that these guys feel nowadays. Because no matter where you go, you're gonna have to compete. And if anyone's
Yeah.
guaranteed starting jobs, they're lying, right?
Right.
Because you haven't had enough film for people to just guarantee jobs, right?
Yep.
So you have to continue to compete, continue to perform, and continue to push. So hopefully everything works out for him where he sticks around in Auburn and everything because to have Byron and to have him where you got your
Huge.
guy that can really help him as well. Like that would be great for the kids and it would be great for Auburn. Like
Agreed.
now you get away from the transfer portal after this year for quarterbacks, really.
Yeah.
At that point, you had a guy that's been here. Now you develop him. Now you turn the reins to him. And now this guy is someone that's actually been in your program that you developed, so you don't have to keep going through the revolving door of bringing in transfer quarterbacks.
Hmm. And
So, yeah, go ahead.
it also gives Deuce the best opportunity to operate efficiently because what would also be worse is being adamant that this is the year. This offense, I'll figure it out. And you finally get your shot and you actually aren't the best version of yourself because this is a very different offense and it is going to take some time to learn. So you want to make sure that when I said this about when they started him, like when the moment comes, you do right by him. And so I don't think that Byrum coming in is a shot at Deuce. It's just what is the best case scenario for all parties? And that includes Deuce Knight because this offense is very different. And so I totally agree with you. I'm not living in delusion. I do firmly believe that staying at Auburn is great for Deuce Knight and is going to be a situation that he does thrive in, especially no disrespect, but considering some of the ones that I've heard, throwing around for him as potential landing spots. He's in such a good spot at Auburn. You just hope that you don't cut your nose off to spite your face just because you want immediacy. And again, he's going to get a shot to compete. It's not saying that he's not going to play in 2026. Like there's really great opportunity there, but I am pumped to see Byrum Brown heading to the Plains. I know how much his teammates rallied around him. in Tampa, having covered that program multiple times, the relationship that he has with Coach Gordon and Coach Golesh, they want to continue to build on that as well. And I think the Auburn community is really going to come to love this kid. So I'm excited for the future of that. A lot of change that we're going to see in the SEC at the quarterback position. One news has already come out that Ole Miss backup quarterback Austin Simmons has announced he is transferring to Missouri. So that's going to be an interesting one to follow. The LSU saga continues. It is literally breaking by the minute. Very publicly, Sam Levitt was on campus. He was courtside at a basketball game with old Lane Kiffin. And at the same time, news broke that Washington quarterback Williams. No one answered that. That was rhetorical. Damon Williams entered the portal and has been tied to LSU. Simultaneously, Sam Levitt is on a visit in Baton Rouge. So some drama unfolding there as the rumors around Trinidad Chambliss, would he follow Lane to Baton Rouge? At least that element has been quieted with him saying that he would be staying in Oxford. So a lot to still happen. What?
Just said it.
Huh?
These kids trust all these people everywhere else, right? You always think the grass is green on the other side. That just proved the point that you can't listen to everybody just telling you what you want to hear.
No.
Because Lane has a guy on campus that it has been said it's a done deal.
No.
His kid is at Washington has already said he's supposed to be conforming to sign with LSU while a guy's there, right? So that's why I say you don't get caught up into listening to all the noise and everything, because people are going to tell you what you want to hear till you get there. And then you realize, like, oh, I didn't know this dude was in the room.
Right.
Oh, you should did your homework. You didn't know last year they signed this guy. Didn't know he was in the room. Didn't know they was going to bring another guy. You're crazy if you think anybody's only bringing one quarterback anywhere. They're going to have two. You're crazy if there's going to be only two receivers anywhere. There's going to be 4 or 5. Running backs, there's going to be 3, 4. Like, you're going to compete wherever you go, guys.
Right.
So make sure it's a clear vision before you do it.
Crazy.
It's not, so I think it's all going to work out. Like you said, a key point a while ago with Deuce, like, Auburn's going to make sure that he has an opportunity to get on the field and get experience if he's not, and all those things, because they know that he's the part of their future.
He's the future. Yeah.
So I think it's a great situation for him. Hopefully we hear some news with him about coming back to Auburn and want to come back to Auburn. I think
hope so.
With his teammates and all the guys he signed with last year and just overall in the SEC. When you look at the transfer portal, and I know we got to roll. When you look at the transfer portal, there's a lot of kids going in the portal.
About 4,000 in the first weekend.
Now, let's just keep a buck, as these young people say. Keep it a buck. I don't know if you say that, Taylor.
I don't, but I will now.
So let's just keep it a buck, as they say. Okay. Some kids are probably told that they probably need to leave, right? Because, let's just be 100, and that's fair. But then there's about half of that list that wasn't told to leave. They think they're chasing something different.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what happens this off season with all these different rules and changes, but we've got to get to a place where there's a better foundation and everything, because every time a kid transfer, they lose credits. And I'm going to keep saying it. Graduation still matters.
Yeah, it should.
And it's not being talked about enough. If you really care about the kids in college, it's supposed to be about making sure you graduate, get a degree as well.
Yeah.
Then you need to make sure that these credits and everything, because kids, if they transfer from somewhere, they losing 20 credits, 30 credits sometimes. Like,
jeez,
take you forever to go back and graduate.
Yeah.
And the chance of making you to the National Football League is probably below 3%.
Very small. Yeah.
So, and we even got the basketball. That's another thing. I was at Auburn's game.
I'm a little irritated because that shot was good.
1 second is good.
That shot was good. Man, we made it through a whole episode without me thinking back. I've been irritated for the past 20 hours, so I don't even want to go there. We will get into some basketball coverage, obviously, with the SEC still involved in college football season. We're going to cover that one through the end, but basketball is well underway, so we will get into some of that coverage. Gymnastics season begins, which I am covering as well. So about to be on the road covering some of the SEC, which they are all ranked. They are all incredible. So you want to stick with us here on SEC State of Mind as we get into some other sports here in the new year and continue to keep very close eyes and ears around the world of college football, as it's the one that we are both the most involved in. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening to us here on SEC State of Mind, presented by FanDuel. If you haven't already, please subscribe wherever you're listening to us. That's on podcast app, Spotify, iHeart, you name it. Please subscribe wherever that you're listening to us. And if you prefer video format, we are on Believe's YouTube channel. Every single week, there is a playlist of all of our episodes, all of our shorts. So make sure you go back and check out any that you have missed. Leave us a comment and review. You can also find each of us on social media. If you've got any suggestions or requests for the show, we're going to get some guests up in here pretty soon. So you might want to stick around, share the episodes with your friends and family. And we look forward to a new year and the best yet. I'm putting it into existence for SEC State of Mind. So thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great week. Enjoy the semifinals, and we'll talk next week.
Have a good one. See ya.